And I was having a look at the
Huge.
stats, 73 goal attempts to 63. So only 10 goals missed for the game. That's huge.
Yep.
As well, the Magpies put up 56 shots. So over 120 goals in a game is...
It's huge.
2 goals a minute.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. And it wasn't the only game last weekend that had lots of scoring attempts on goal, which is really interesting for the competition this season. As we look to game to resume, Tara Breen is in centre playing her 100th game for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Our first quarter is thanks to Blacklocks Lavington. And we are underway.
Great to see Sage Bros here again leading this side, and look at the hand and ball work there from Bros to Sharp.
Oh, great rebound from Mackenzie House, falling out of court there. She did tap it back to Taylor Reedy, but all the energy, and she knots the first goal on the board for the Saints. Oh, and a pick-up straight off the bat from Taylor Cartwright. She did so well and just could not balance without replaying the ball. So both teams have started here with a great ferocity.
Yeah, and Raiders just a bit too much spray on the ball over the head of House, but have been able to regain it. And M. Stewart on the move early. And talking about goals last week, Taylor Donnellan, 42 from 48. So big numbers last week from her.
And we no doubt expect the same again. Probably one of the key matchups on court will be the matchup between Taylor Donnellan and Neve Thorne. Neve coming over to, or going over, should I say, to Myrtleford last season.
And Raiders ball back in hand thanks to M. Stewart's defensive work there.
So, yeah, they match each other pretty well for height. And rebounding ability and those sorts of things. So the Raiders get their first goal on the board, and we are a 1-goal board game here on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard.
The other matchup, Ree, for me will be Taylor Reedy and Liz Mooney. Now, there's a real mismatch in the height, so I think it's not going to be like last week where Liz was on Amanda Yamensky and they matched each other height-wise. It's a different matchup. And Taylor, we know, is super quick and plays on the move. So a different style of game will be needed today from Liz.
And we'll turn and shoot to Taylor Reedy. We saw that last season in the games that we broadcast, and probably brings that bit of basketball flair and knack to the shooting circle.
A bit of unpredictability.
And we see there, happy to scoot back. Oh, and just half a second too long from wing attack Sage Bros. Be interesting to see if we see Sage rotate through centre as well. But very experienced on the line between her and Emma Sharp. Plenty of games had between them at the Saints.
And
Stewart
Raiders
did miss that first game against Yarrawonga as well. And a notable out for me on the team list for the Raiders is Lily McKimmy's not here this week.
So she's not playing most weeks. So she's based now down in Geelong, but was home, obviously, that first round for Easter. And with M. Stewart being away, it was a handy little pickup. So, you know, we may see her again through the season. But, yeah, she's certainly down there and won't be a regular in their team this year.
As the ball trickles over, a hand of the Alpine Saints has gotten in the way. St John puts in the decoy and the high ball goes to Donlan, who nets a mid-range shot to take the Raiders to 3, leading the Saints 1.
And great drive off that transverse line from Georgia Reedy, giving some real punch through the centre.
Ball movement through the circle. Reedy.
And great goal. And good patience from Myrtle. They're not going to be able to bomb those balls into Taylor. They're going to have to work to circle edge and really wait for someone to pop front.
3.5 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock as St John steps up to the sideline. Forced to the reset ball of Mackenzie House at the third line. The high ball over all of the defenders' eyes and into the hands of Donlan, turning and shooting, taking the Raiders to 4, leading the Saints 2. Blaney House to St John.
Yeah, and a bit of a different looking mid-court. Shayla House to wing attack. We know Jazz Burke will come onto the court at some stage and will roll through those mid-court, specifically wing defence. But I see last week had a bit of a run in centre too. So giving themselves lots more options this year through their mid-court. Obviously, Maggie St John is in there and Blaney House can roll it through different positions as well.
And the Raiders have just shot forward with a beautiful quick goal. The score reading 6-2 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard.
Great fake there by Reedy to try and move the hands of Mooney before driving, trying to receive one in front in the goal circle, but it'll be Sharp that will take the pass.
Though Liv Lespina is a big out for the Saints, there is a lot of experience on court and a lot of, well, familiarity with the competition now. The Reedy sisters, their combination as well, and the combination between Taylor, Reedy and Emma Sharp as well, it just continues to build.
Absolutely, and I think the thing with the Reedy sisters is that they play a leadership style of netball. So, you know, they really sort of demand the ball and I guess try and lead with the actions and the way that they play as much as anything.
And Taylor Cartwright in goal defence is out of play a fair way from home, but she makes it back through due to the defensive pressure from the Saints, holding the ball up closer and just a toe over the line there. Wing attack in-house. The ball coming through, spills over the sideline for Tamara Matthews. First touch
out
of the game. And is that the first stat for the year, maybe?
I think it very well could be, if you don't count my Sunday night social netball.
Oh. Liza Mooney there, the defensive pressure of the Saints just forcing her to look sideways.
And just timing on a couple of the drives is probably a fraction out.
Penalty being set, and it's Stewart continuing the forward run. House using the circle to her advantage and her footwork.
And just a nice quick release, not giving the defender time to see that ball.
Strong rebound from Neve Thorne and a footwork call. Oh, well done to Thorne, getting a tip on the ball, but Stewart.
Donlan screened. I don't know if she meant to, but it was a nice screen nevertheless. And Sharp really quick off that line. So they're getting lots of strong drives, Myrtleford. And I guess this is the other thing for Liv Lespina being on the interchange. It just gives her an opportunity to sit back and watch and see where the strengths are, the things they need to work on and what combinations are working well. It's pretty hard to do when you're out there playing yourself.
Absolutely. Just trying to listen in then with umpire Cindy as to what that call was. And I think maybe that Taylor Reedy wasn't wholly within the goal circle, so she couldn't actually take the attempt on goal. There's an obstruction call under the goalpost. And Reedy sinks it. So the score reading 7-4 on the Blacklocks Lavington scoreboard. 8 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock. We will be looking for...
And Donnellan just got stuck on the baseline there, going sideways, really flat in the drive, and Thorne was able to cover both leads there. So you need to look at where her movement patterns are down there as we see Georgia Reedy just hold on to that ball. Oh, and Broads wanted it, but she was right on top.
They all were. I was just going to say, Tam, we're looking for a quarters best this week, thanks to Avis, Albury and Wangaratta. So we're keeping our eyes peeled for that one. I'm very impressed as well, might I say, by the amount of beautifully pristine white shoes they are out there. I know it's only round 3.
Early in the season.
It's only round 3, but mine's sure would not be looking that white. Breen Borks finds Reedy on the baseline.
Oh,
clever.
Very fancy.
Oh, and the rejection. Beautiful timing on the jump by Mooney. Attempts the same and stood out of play. Oh, but the doubt was in Sharp's mind. Oh,
safe
beautifully
Roz.
read. And that's just a credit to the defensive pressure then by all 4 attackers in this goal third. The Saints will want to capitalise. And Reedy does. The score is reading 8-5 on the Blackhawks Lavington scoreboard. Oh, a little bit too much on that one.
Neither side's really been able to settle into the game. There's been some loose balls, players flying. It feels frenetic at times, so I guess it's up to one of these sides just to really take control. And I don't know who that player is going to be as we see a contact call on Reedy. So Mooney with the ball and Blaney House launches it halfway down the court to St John in the far corner. Raiders not getting caught up in the frenetic pace of it, seeming to just want to catch the ball, stop and wait for someone to present.
Breen, she had plenty of space there, and Mooney went to her, leaving Reedy home alone, and the Saints notching their 5th goal.
I'll be just interested, Ree, to see how much court time we see of Eliza Mooney. She has VNL commitments tomorrow, so I wonder whether there's some time management going on. And Jazz Burke, likewise, for Bendigo Strikers. They play tomorrow.
Oh,
Eliza Mooney in their 23 side, Jazz Burke named in the 23 and the reserve side. So
busy day for both. They do have Eliza Howard on their bench, so a good option there for the rotation through in the circle, which we have seen Eliza take the A-grade court on many occasions in that goalkeeper position. And again, will bring a different element to that defensive circle if and when that happens.
That's right, and we know Jazz Burke can go to circle defence as well. So
Jazz Burke, a nice pickup for the Raiders in the off season. Had spent last season with the Albury Tigers.
And Stewart finishes off for the Raiders, takes them to 11, leading the Saints 5 on the Blackhawks Lavington scoreboard.
I've said it time and time again about Em Stewart, but one of the things that I love about her in goals is her confidence to just turn and put the ball up, or very much make it look like she's going to put the ball up and then put that pass through. Lots of confidence. And you know she's playing confidently when she turns and shoots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stewart steps in and notches another goal for the Raiders, taking them to 12. Nearly 13 minutes gone in this first quarter on the NZ Albury time clock.
Bros just waiting. So Reedy presenting, but Liza Mooney really sitting close to her. It's just creating a little bit of hesitation in the feeders. And an advantage goal to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They move to 6, trailing the Raiders 12 in the dying stages of this quarter.
Georgia Reedy hedging the space there, but just committed a little bit too hard to the front player. And Donlan, quick goal for the Raiders, taking them to 13.
Bros hot off the line, but Blaney House did a good job of shutting her down in conjunction with St John there. They had to go to another option, but Emma Sharp able to work it, and sneaky little pass to Reedy. Just caught the defenders out there and finishing off. So 7 plays 13.
That 6-goal margin is only 3 turnovers, and at the moment it doesn't really feel like there's that much margin in the game.
Yeah, and interesting, last week's game against Yarrawonga, they did go down by 15 Murdoch in the end, but for the first half it was very even. It wasn't till the third quarter that Yarra sort of put the foot down and were able to extend that margin.
Again, 48 attempts on goal, so pretty even for over 4 quarters for a score of 48, as Sharp capitalises on the turnover at the other end. 13 plays 8 in the last 40 seconds of this first quarter, thanks to Blacklock's Lavington. Oh, breaking call so late in the quarter. Georgia Reedy steading up. Bros just half a step off the circle edge there. And can the Raiders capitalise here in these last moments of this first quarter? And they do. Donlan taking them to 14. Time ticking down. And the siren for quarter time sounds. The score reads 14 goals to 8. We'll be back in a moment with more O&M Live Netball. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Welcome back to O&M Ball, not too far away from the second quarter here, where the Wodonga Raiders are leading the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 14 goals to 8. Our quarter's best, Emily Stewart for the Raiders, very consistent under goal and a couple of turnovers defensively as well, which put their team in that really positive foot forward.
Yeah, and I thought for the Saints, Georgia Reedy was really strong and consistent down in wing defence as well. As we look, we see some changes to To the Wodonga Raiders. Jazz Burke's come into wing defence and Blaney House has gone to centre. For the Saints, we see Miller Corcoran come into centre. So she's the younger of the Corcoran sisters. A current member of the Ovens and Murray 15 and under rep side.
Jazz Burke getting an early touch defensively at the other end. Taylor Reedy turning and shooting the first goal for the Saints of this second quarter, which is thanks to Avis, Aubrey and Wangaratta. 15 goals to 9, the score reading. Strong defensive effort there from Corcoran.
Dolan catches the ball right on the line and flicked it back in, and Miller Corcoran got hands to it. Great ball down the court to Taylor Reedy. She had her on the stretch.
She did, and she herself was on the drive, so to deliver such a pinpoint pass. And again,
yeah, she's a great little player, Miller. She's really strong at the ball. You know, plays above her years. Certainly doesn't back out of a contest, as we see.
Falling out of court.
Taylor Reedy put up a wonderful shot there for the Saints Stakes. And the 10 trailing the Raiders at 15.
Miller Corcoran can claim that goal as her own.
Absolutely.
And again, just a really nice passage of play from the Saints.
Oh, and Jazz Burke, well watched, came through round the back, got hands to ball and intercept there for the Raiders.
Opened up plenty of space on transition there by continuing that drive and finishing the drive off nice and long. House to house on circle edge, into Donlan. And goal from Donlan, 16 plays 10. 2 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
So Donlan out of the circle, just opening up the circle for Stewart to drive into. Good hold there
and
from
well,
Donlan to keep it in play.
Again, just that timing from both teams, a smidge off, giving defenders the opportunity to take a stab at the ball, and House again coming through.
Yeah, it's just been a bit scrappy in patches because of that. As you see, Reedy looked to offload but decided to step in and take the pass herself. No goal
no
called.
Goal. Would have been spectacular if it was, but she gave away the contact penalty first. Stewart using that centre channel. The reset.
Oh, and the quick pass from House.
And that's come off Thorne's hand, I think.
Yeah, it was meant for Donlan, but she'd gone to enter the circle. Blaney House with the ball for the Raiders. Finds Sister Shayla on the other side, and it's Stewart who sweeps front.
Benefiting from the strong hold that Donlan had put on, which drew both defenders to her.
And Thorne's paying her really close attention, so Donlan really does need to commit to something there to keep her busy and occupied and create that space for Stewart to work the front of the circle, as we see.
Talking about space being worked in front, and Sharp, she's managed to get the tip on the rebound in the favour of the Saints. The score reads 17 plays 11. Just that 6-goal buffer can't quite be broken by the Raiders yet. Stewart presenting front.
And smart play there. Donlan went to drive behind and made the call, and that really took the defender's focus off Stewart, who was in front, and she finishes off for the Raiders, takes them to 18, leading the Saints 11. Saints with ball in hand.
Sharp opts for the youngster in Corcoran on circle edge.
And good patience. Not to offload back to Sharp, but just to wait for Reedy to come through and present. Just needed to wait that extra second, which she did.
18 plays 12 on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. Tam, if we had have put a wager on the ladder reading North Albury, Yarrawonga and Wodonga Bulldogs, all equal points at the end of round 2, would you have thought that?
I don't think we would have thought that, no.
It's fantastic to see, and North and Wodonga are playing each other today, and I'd be very interested to see how that is going.
Yes, I reckon it was the hardest one to pick this round.
And this time last year they had that great game that went right down to the wire.
And it looks like it is again. It's Wodonga 22 trailing North Albury 23.
Ooh. So one of the battles for the ages, and that's turning into like a bit of nearly like a rivalry, as well as Em Stewart notches the 19th goal for the Raiders. 19 plays 12 here on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard.
It is, and Wodonga with Molly Moylan back in today after her stint at Age Nationals in the Victorian side. So she's shot 12 goals already. And Wodonga over the last couple of weeks had a VNL player come in. The first week Katie Black played. Last week it was Ella Tennant. So Noel, through his VNL contacts, has been able to bolster their lineup that way. Not sure today if they, doesn't look like they have anyone else in at this stage today, but it's always a surprise packet. Whereas for North, again, we saw them first round, Reed, but we also know that wasn't going to be their standard lineup each week. So still probably not sure what their lineup is going to look like week to week.
On the radio this morning with Gus and Panda, we were wondering if Maddie Lischke would be there today or if she's headed overseas already. We knew that was on the cards during the season, as Donlan takes the Raiders to 20, leading the Saints 12. 6 minutes 20 gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
And again, Stewart just finding that front space nicely.
And for North Albury, I noticed that during the week that there are a couple of young debutants for their club as well, which is fantastic to see. But notably, they were probably through that mid-court positions as well. So
yeah, and Emily Brown wasn't on the list as playing last week. So
there's experience in itself missing in just one player. But yeah, very interesting. And I think too, the Magpies probably today will be wanting to rectify the deficit that Raiders put to them last weekend.
Yeah, and they've certainly got a strong lead over Albury, 3 goals to 18 in that game. And in the other game, it's Lavington trailing Yarrawonga 11-17. Don't have a score up for the Rovers and Corowa game at this stage.
And the Raiders transitioning the ball down nicely. Blaney House gives to Donnellan, opts for the refeed beautifully. And
good to see Taylor doing that. Sometimes she'll opt to pass out and then want to go back, sweep back behind and call for the lob. But she does need to be able to mix that up and do that, play the refeed in front, just so that the defender's not knowing what she's going to do on that.
And particularly the defenders that match her
for height.
Height. As Taylor Donlan is subbed off for Shayla House, and lucky there was a ball off court because there was no one
coming.
home.
So House to shooter, St John to wing attack.
Burke, Georgia Reedy
she came through wicket
behind. She
see her coming,
and she knew herself. As Stewart, another one to her tally, 22 plays 12 on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard.
And see Lily Boyer suited up on the side on the interchange rolling sub bench there, looking like she might roll into the defence end here at some stage.
House steps in and puts up a nice goal for the Raiders, 23 plays 12. Oh, and there's a change of bibs for...
what did have GD, but there's been a last-minute change.
And actually, Tam, looking at the stats last week, thinking of changing bibs, Maisie Pell was in the shooting circle for the Pigeons.
Yeah,
so we have only so far seen her on the A-grade court in the defensive circle, which she is a superstar at.
Yes.
But yeah, with teaming up with Bridget Cassar last week for the Pigeons in that shooting circle.
Yeah, and I think certainly as I was going to say as a junior. She still is a junior, but previously has been able to swing between goal circles and ends. So why wouldn't they give her that opportunity, particularly alongside someone like Bridge Cassar?
24 plays 12. Raiders with the centre pass. St John then did really well. She knew she moved on. It was going to be a footwork call and a very quick to post. 25 plays 12.
So Boyer rolling on for Myrtleford into goalkeeper, replacing Neve Thorne, and Lily Boyer, another wonderful junior that's come through the Myrtleford Alpine Saints program.
Great goal from Taylor Reedy, turning and shooting, and Mooney, as we suspected, has been rolled off. Eliza Mooney entering the court. Bang on the 10-minute mark in the second quarter on the NZ Albury time clock.
And House.
Oh, nice contest from Boyer.
Yeah, creating a bit of space, and the feed was spot on from St John. So House takes them to 26, leading the Saints 13. So just starting to really extend this lead now, Ree.
It sometimes just takes those couple of goals, doesn't it? And it just...
Jazz Burke again covering all the options.
Eliza Howard, a nice touchdown there.
Did see an interview during the week with Jodie, or it might have been last week, with regard to Jazz Burke, and, you know, she does like to play that offline on-ball defence. Loves the intercept, and we've seen her in the past take some, you know, beautiful balls that way.
Strong land there from Blaney House.
And Boyer just in her landing space.
It's great to see her take a stab at that ball, though. And the Raiders confidently pop it through. The score reads 27-14 on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard.
So I think that's a challenge for Jazz in this side, is adapting to the style of defence that the Raiders use, and learning when to use that on-ball defence and go for the fly, and when she needs to sink back into that man-on-man that they traditionally play.
Absolutely. I know you're a fan of the No Dribble podcast, as I am, and I was keenly listening this week when Liz Ellis was speaking about their pre-game conversation to the Swifts last week. They obviously haven't started season 2026 in the Suncorp Super Netball as confidently as probably other seasons, and she just said about them, though they have a game plan that, and she may have been referring to Susan Pettit, though they have a game plan, they still need to be able to put their own flair on that, so know what their role is, but also they need to play what's in front of them.
Yeah, I thought it was a great conversation and point that she made.
And, and I think someone like Jazz Burke, that's an element that she can bring to this side, is a point of difference, but putting that in the context of how the Raiders already defensively play their game.
And what's happening in the game and the matchups, isn't it?
Ball's held up. Sage Bros in wing attack. Long range shot.
Looked like it was going to drop, but Howard was under it. And again, Burke finding wonderful space through that centre third. She's really done that since she came on.
That transition from the Raiders end to end, just seamless. And Shayla House finishing it off nicely. 30 plays 14 here on the Avis Albury Wangaratta scoreboard. Oh, nice
Boyer.
Defensive pressure.
Yeah, great defensive pressure by Boyer. She just was ball side of House then, and making that feed a little bit hard caused the hesitation, and it's Myrtleford with Bros working it down the court.
Howard stood out of play. Oh, great hands there from House. Full extension just to get the tip on ball. Bros again. Top of the circle. I don't think she'd even landed then to pass that ball.
No, Sage Bros' quick hands have been phenomenal around that circle today.
That's offside. Raiders again transitioning Burke. House coming out top of the circle.
Oh, great tip there by Cartwright, but House was able to pick up the loose ball.
Nice defensive pressure.
Cartwright and Boyer worked really well together then.
They certainly look like a unit that have been working together for some time. And I think that is a credit to the coaches of all clubs that we've seen so far, the juniors that have stepped onto the court, really adapting to their role and their partnerships in certain position and key players.
Yeah, and I think clubs are getting much smarter at, you know, making sure there's opportunities at training for, you know, those junior players, particularly 17s, to have court time with the senior players. I think gone are the days where, you know, teams train in isolation and there's no connection or crossover.
Long range shot from Sharp. Let's get that on a replay straight through the legs. That might be play of the day.
I'm quite sure I would have face planted if I even attempted that.
And the goal counts right on the mark of halftime. The score reads 31-15 here. We'll be back after the break with the second half. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
All right. Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, coming to you from the Wodonga Raiders home ground, where the score reads 31-14. The Raiders pushing ahead in that second quarter, Tam, and I think Jazz Burke definitely the quarter's best, thanks to Avis Aubrey Wangaratta.
Yeah, and I think the first quarter we saw both sides getting some turnovers, but then some sloppy play and not converting that. Whereas I think that quarter we saw Raiders actually capitalising a lot better on those turnover balls. So still some really great defensive work from Myrtleford. Great to see a Lily Boyer come on. I thought Miller Corcoran did a fantastic job on the A-grade court for only a kid who's playing 15. So great to see these players, but they will get a lot of experience coming up against a side like a Wodonga Raiders. Em Stewart again, playing a really controlled, calm style of netball out there.
Measured, and we spoke about too Taylor Donlan just changing up a few things in the circle in her attacking movements as the players take the court for the third quarter.
And some changes to the Raiders side. So Liza Howard remains in keeper. Liza Mooney back into goal defence. Mackenzie House has gone across to wing defence. Blaney House still in the centre position. Maggie St John wing attack, and the shooting combination stays the same with Stewart and House. for the Myrtleford Our Point Saints. Neve Thorne back to keeper with Cartwright, goal defence. We've got Georgia Reedy has gone to centre, Sage Broad's wing attack, and Emma Sharp and Taylor Reedy back in the goals again.
As the first goal
And Tara Breen's gone to wing defence.
goes the way of the Saints in this third quarter, 31 plays 15. Not very often do we see Eliza Mooney and Mackenzie House on that line in the middle third together, but
It's a bit of a daunting.
yeah, good opportunity, lots of arms and legs, and it'll be interesting to see how they utilise the height of Eliza Mooney as they bring that ball through the transition down court.
Yeah, absolutely. Both strong on the drive as we see the Raiders move to 32.
The third quarter, thanks to JJ's waste and recycling. Sharp heads back to Breen. Bros,
Great
Reedy
tip
combining.
there from Howard.
Oh, and a replay goes
So Howard
against
just
Sage
did enough
Bros.
to get a tip to that, created a loose ball, and that caused the repossession. There's that drive you talk about from Mooney.
Clearing out. Stewart up strong.
Oh, she had to get aerial there just to keep the ball in
Bit
court.
of a volleyball play there from Stewart
Yeah.
to House.
And just pops out and Thorne all over that. So Myrtleford with an opportunity to bring it through their mid-court now. It's Bros to Sharp.
Oh, no one's in the circle either.
No, good change of direction there from Georgia Reedy to be an option. Trying to direct play. Again, really having to use a lot of patience, the Saints there, but it ran out to just at the end and it was Raiders who will take the throw in.
Eliza Mooney collecting the ball for the Raiders. Oh,
There's that
and
long-
there's the long ball and the elevation. A beautiful take from Eliza Mooney. Scheduling from all those athletes that are playing in the VNL, lots of juggling throughout, particularly when they have the Sunday game.
Yeah, and I believe there might be a few more this year because of the early start and the need to get it finished.
In preparation for Commonwealth
Games, yeah. So it's sort of squashing the season up a little bit.
And Molly Moylan, she certainly will have known herself playing a full week of nationals. And I think we spoke last week that at the time that we went to air, Vic hadn't won a game in the under-19s. So they did really well to even make it through, and they managed to get into that bronze medal game where they beat Queensland by a goal to claim the bronze medal,
Yes,
which was fantastic. They really turned their competition around.
Yeah, they made a late run, didn't they? Which will please the powers to be at Netball Victoria, I'm sure.
Netball New South Wales taking out the under-19s title in at the Nationals. Beating South Australia, and the under-17s was won by South Australia. So New South Wales and South Australia playing off in both national finals this year.
And again, I would imagine that the staff at Netball Vic would be recommending Molly Moylan not to play a full game today. But I guess if we're sitting in a position where it's a really tight game, I wonder if the temptation will be from Molly and from Coach Noel to leave her out there. So
Saints are held up on transition. As you can see, all the attacking players just were forced into one area on the court. Sharp and Reedy, quick hands. But Raiders, again, and they just transition so beautifully and quickly. Stewart using that baseline, turns and shoots it. 35 plays 15 on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard. 4 minutes 20 gone in this third quarter already.
I don't know if it's just me, Ree. Maybe it's my lack of height, but Em Stewart looks like she's growing. She actually looks taller.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
So forced
Maybe
back to the line is the Saints.
Maybe the surf in the off season, bit of the ocean water.
I need to get me some of that, if that's what it was. So Georgia Reid with ball on
some
it.
up next time I'm there.
And House just making a contest on the far line, but it will be Murderford with a throw-in. So Bros forced to go back to the line.
Oh, the temptation to throw that overhead pass every time, and they've done well to not do it each time. There's a time call. We've got a bib loose on court, and the Raiders using it to make a few rolling subs. Time is back on. Shayla House has rotated out to goal attack, bringing Taylor Donlan back into goal shooter, giving Em Stewart a bit of a breather on the bench. 37 plays 16 on the JJ's Waste and Recycling scoreboard. Ball just quickly going from one end to the other and back again. St. John.
Quick release, but too much on it, that one, for Donlan.
And similar to last week, I can see Jazz Burke has the centre bib on to the side of us here, ready to rotate.
And that's a better delivery from St. John to Donlan. Hit a target that time, and the Raiders go to 38, leading the Saints 16. And as you indicated, Jazz Burke rolled into centre.
Oh, and just the centre's really the timing of that rotating sub is really hard.
Yeah, it is tricky. And I thought they did that pretty quickly there, so you've got to be good. As Reedy Taylor, that is, takes the shot for the Saints and, again, makes no mistake. So consistent with those shots, isn't she?
Confident to go to post, which is what we like to see. I thought in last week's game, the youngster Chloe Knight for Albury Tigers, that was a real positive to her game, particularly playing against someone as experienced as Sophie Hanrahan. I just loved that Chloe tended to just turn and shoot, and more often than not, she did get the ball in.
Yeah, she was really consistent, wasn't she? And courageous, just to, as you said, turn and take those shots. Didn't look frazzled, looked really quite calm, despite the fact that the game
wasn't going in their favour.
No, but even, it was quite an evenly matched game. We commented, I think, that the score didn't really reflect the game. Both sides were really strong defensively, so there's a lot of balls turned over. As we see, just a bit of a wayward pass there from Saints. So to be Howard for the Raiders, the ball on the goal line.
Yeah, big mistake there. And it's 40-17. And again, I don't think necessarily the scoreline is reflecting perhaps the defensive nature of the game and the amount of turnovers that have been executed for both teams. House finds Burke. Breen coming through. Did well to not give away the contact call, contesting that ball. Oh, Georgia Reedy as well, contesting Jazz Burke, just enough out of reach. The look away from Shayla House to Donlan. And Donlan takes the Raiders to 41 in this third quarter, thanks to JJ's Waste and Recycling. 8 minutes 20 gone on the NZ Albury time clock. Umpire just really letting the players know then that the penalty had been taken due to the nature of the play, which was fantastic. Burke stood out of play.
The umpire just making sure the players are setting the penalty. Oh, beautiful.
If only we had a super shot.
Oh.
Just.
Jazz
Smooth
Burke
play.
providing some nice height through that centre as well, Ree. When she's there, as we see it, substitution from the Raiders, and it'll be Mackenzie House off, replaced by Bellany House in wing defence.
The score at the other end wasn't counted then. So 42 plays 18, the score still reads. Something's either happened just on the edge of the circle offensively, but it's put the Saints on the attack. Georgia Reedy takes a strong chest mark
Oh, and child down on the sideline.
I think Sage Bros has gotten her own child. Oh, great roll. Oh, and the surprise of it, I think. But good connection to post. So 42 plays 19. We had a score check, Tam, on the Bombers. We didn't even check in last week, and then we got off the air and realised that they'd won.
Absolutely,
Mooney.
and we'll be hanging our hat on that win for a little while. They're currently playing, and I don't know, we gave enough to check today.
Maybe I'll put the mocker on them.
As we see Thorne with a really strong rebound, that front position, always going to be her ball there.
95 to 89, you're still in it.
We'll take
Mustn't
that
be long
below.
to go.
No, in the third quarter race, so anything can still happen.
Good chase up from the Saints. They're trailing 42 to 19, but really giving it their all.
And Raiders there just had all Saints attackers on one side of the court on that transverse line.
And behind all of them.
And Bros really had no one to go to. And, you know, Eliza Mooney is a defender in there, so long arms. So to try and find a player amongst all that was impossible. So Raiders go into attack.
And John there put her hands to her head going, oh, that wasn't supposed to go there.
Hoping that maybe the Myrtleford player tipped it, but not to be.
Good stop and pop from Bros. She's not used.
No, and we see Bros and Sharp a long way down the court. And it really only leaves them one option when they get the ball, and that is to the shooter who's coming out.
The Saints will have possession. Strong take from Bros on circle edge.
Forced to go over. Mooney did her best to keep it in, but was actually the last one who touched that ball. Still a game on at Martin Park. It's Wodonga 39 trailing North Albury 40 in that game. So it looks like a ripper being played across town. Yarrawonga extended their lead by 13 on Lavington. And it's Wang leading Albury comfortably.
And Reedy netting the 20th goal for the Saints. A little bit of time between goals. 12 minutes 20 played on the NZ Albury time clock. And Shayla House, another one for the Raiders. As I mentioned just earlier in the broadcast, lots of high scores being executed.
Oh, and Burke, I think she knew she was offside and she did her darndest not to look down there, but the umpire didn't miss it. So Saints with the ball again, but again being pushed all to one side.
Nice connection between Reedy and Sharp. Just can't connect with post. And that's what I was going to say. With, particularly in last round's game, there were multiple games where over 70 attempts were had on post. So, and teams losing with within taking that amount of shots. I saw that Labby put up 80 goals and still lost last weekend. So, just really interesting the amount of ball going to post, whereas last week we probably thought that the Corowa and Albury game was a much more defensive game. So just depending who's playing, how that opens up.
Yeah, absolutely. Teams certainly getting a lot of the ball, and I wonder if as the season progresses, we start to see some high shooting percentages, obviously, as teams start to settle and that sort of thing, whether that changes or not, Ree.
Yeah, just interesting. And I know I think I said today, but Sarah Meredith, obviously being a defender as well, but the coach at Panthers, she really wouldn't be happy with that stat, knowing that they had so much entry in their attacking play. Bros deep in the pocket on her own.
No, and there's a lot of mid-quarters across the competition who are doing a lot of laps of netball courts when there's that many goals. As we see a stepping call there on Reedy before the goal was shot. So Raiders with the turnover and very quickly to post, and finishing it off nicely for them is Donnellan. So they move to 46, leading the Saints 20. And that's where they hurt you. It's that quick turnover, and they're at post in about 3 passes.
Good turnover from the Saints, but again,
Burke just probably forcing that ball to Donnellan. She really wasn't in position. Neefthorne was on the inside of her and ball side, so
Time's ticking down in this third quarter as the hooter sounds for three-quarter time. The score reads 46-20. This is O&M Live Netball, and you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, where the score at three-quarter time reads 46-20, 26-goal advantage the way of the Raiders. They had a very successful day today, getting to unveil both their under-15s and A-grade premiership flags. As the players regain the court, we've seen plenty of rotations, particularly from the Raiders, probably a few more than usual, and they can afford to with a lead as comprehensive as theirs is. They're going to start with Mackenzie House back in at goal defence, supported by Eliza Mooney in that defensive circle, with Blaney House in wing defence, and in their attacking end, Donlan and Stewart in the circle, with Shayla House in wing attack and Maggie St John in the centre to link them through. Taylor Reedy getting the Saints off with the first goal of this fourth quarter.
Great drive from Mackenzie House down the sideline there off the centre pass.
And for the Saints, Boyer and Thorne through the defensive circle. Tara Breen in wing defence. Georgia Reedy remaining in centre.
twisted inside out there to deliver that centre pass, and it's House with the hands to ball there.
And Emma Sharp and Taylor Reedy have swapped roles for the first time today. So Taylor Reedy coming out to goal attack for this final quarter. Oh, beautiful contest.
Georgia Reedy front position. Great intercept there by her. Georgia living in Melbourne and travelling back to play each week.
Oh,
I think there's actually quite a few of the Medford players who are not based here, so it makes it really difficult. But hats off to them, and obviously they're reliant on players doing that. You know, they're a small town and don't have access to as many players as what the Albury-Wodonga clubs do. As you said, a great commitment to be doing so as we see Raiders just work the ball. Donlan coming front and finishing off nicely. 47 are the Raiders, leading 21 the Saints.
I have a feeling, Tam, that it might be 48 plays. I think it should be 22, but we'll just see. Or 47 plays 22. I may have been a little bit excited on our end. We'll see what happens after this goal as it drops through for Taylor Reedy. My apologies. It is now 47 plays 22. 2 minutes have been played in this fourth quarter. 48 plays 22.
Still a goal separating Wodonga and North Albury as we see the Raiders put another one on the board. And Blaney House with a great intercept there and chase up as well to pull the ball in. Shayla House perfectly weighted past Jonathan with space behind her. Mia Lavis just sitting down there on the Raiders bench, helping them with some stat stuff. Be kicking off her VNL Reserves competition soon.
I did see her looking, although she was named on the list, sitting in the civvies, and I thought it didn't look like she would be taking the court today. A little bit too much on that one. And the Saints go on the attack now.
Sorry, not VNL Reserves, SSN Reserves competition is kicking off soon. Mia obviously a part of the Vixens side there.
And haven't they started the season well, the Vixens?
So they will kick off the Reserves comp next Sunday against Fever in Perth. Nice little road trip.
Oh, at this time of the year as well. 51 plays 23.
Reedy with the long shot.
Thought
it was going to swish, and then it didn't. It circled the ring and then dropped, and the crowd liked that one as well.
51 plays 24. Stewart put under pressure. Lily Boy has been really consistent in her time on the A-grade court. And Donlan sinks goal 52 for the Raiders on the Border Bandag scoreboard.
Bro's another one who's just been consistent for Medford today. Some great
Nice take there.
work. And Blaney House with a really strong intercept on circle edge. They're hard to get those ones. We've seen a couple of good ones this quarter by both sides.
Stewart working her way back to the ring. Again, the volleyball action. And it goes the favour of Donlan. 53 plays 24. Quarters best for the third quarter. Hard to pick really when the Raiders really stamped their authority through that third quarter, but for mine, the defensive unit of Eliza Howard, Eliza Mooney and Mackenzie House doing a really great job.
Yeah, and I think they've just chipped away at it, haven't they? And as I said, started to really capitalise on those turnovers. It probably the first quarter went wanting a little bit.
(54-24). So how quickly that 6-goal buffer that just stayed there for quite some time has extended. The Saints, though, really playing out the 4 quarters. Oh,
House, strong rebound. Yep, front position.
Oh,
Broad's coming through, probably unlucky not to take that cleanly, and great release from Shayla House to Donlan, who had
Schmidt
plenty of
transition.
space behind her. Yep.
55 plays 24.
And that's what started to happen, hasn't it, as the game's built, that Raiders have been able to really punish Myrtleford very quickly.
6 minutes gone in this fourth quarter on the NZ Albury time clock. Maggie St John hitting that circle edge with such speed right in front of us. 56, the Raiders move to. Hard to, Herman.
Great connection there from Sharp to Reedy. Reedy was coming from a long way out. Sharp just turned and released the ball into space, and had great trust that Reedy was going to hit that ball.
I say hard to name one player as a Revel player of the day, but Taylor Reedy in what will be a losing team is stamping her mark.
Yeah, she certainly has. And just her work rate's always really high, isn't it? And her intensity with which she attacks the ball, as we see Stewart with a great rebound. She'll get another shot.
And there's a contact below the post. We have had a change down in that defensive circle for the Raiders.
Lucy Tinkler has come into the goalkeeper position. So Luce, another junior coming out of the Raiders 17s and part of the Ovens and Murray rep side that will play tomorrow in the Wangaratta Carnival. So she's a 17s team member, both our 15s and 17s, winning the Albury Carnival a few weeks ago, and we'll look to try and, I guess, match that again tomorrow in Wangaratta.
57 plays 26 is the score here. The Raiders really stamping their dominance. And in black play, goal shooter Taylor Donlan has rolled off for Briley Carkeek to roll on, another junior through the Raiders. I did get to see Briley play in one of those grand finals at the end of last year, and wow, can she shoot?
Yeah, so another one who'll take the bib at wear the O&M dress tomorrow.
Oh, look at that reach. Just beautiful. And yeah,
she's all arms and legs loose.
She
and a brilliant personality to boot. Absolute cracker.
Why not? Still plenty of time left in this fourth quarter to give some of those youngsters some experience against a really good quality opposition.
And it just means that when they do make that permanent step up, it's not so daunting. They're familiar with the pace of it and the intensity. And it's something that we're seeing most clubs do really well, Ree, I think.
Carkeek. Oh, spilled out.
Good contest from Briley, not able to come up with the ball, but nevertheless good to see her chasing up that ball. Bros just contested in the air by House, and it went the way of the Raiders. St John mopping up the loose ball.
Oh, nice release. And entry, and the crowd likes it as well. Briley taking the Raiders to 59. Oh, Stewart, I think ball straight to the edge of a digit.
And she's sitting back and nursing that hand, and I wouldn't be surprised if she may try and get to the bench if it doesn't rectify itself.
House coming through.
And we see Donlan putting on the GA bib.
9.5 minutes gone on the NZ Albury time clock.
And Boyer unlucky, the footwork.
Ten minutes gone. Oh. Great take from Carkeek. 60 are the Raiders. The Saints trailing on 26.
So Stewart off, and as we expected, Donlan into goal attack. Reedy with a really smart bounce pass to Taylor Reedy. Oh, the hands over. Put her off the shot. She went to step back, but time was called on the possession. So Raiders through Tinkler. Got the turnover. And they're very quickly to circle edge. House forced to go back a little bit. Oh, and Breen coming through and contesting. Karkik with the ball. Too far out to shoot.
A bit of a giggle for the Raiders. I think Donlan just working out her entry.
Well, she's not used to coming from that far up the court. She's normally in shooter, so this GA is a whole new ball game for her.
And I think too, positionally, her and Briley Karkik, though Briley's a lot younger, probably play very similar.
Yes.
That dominance with the height and the strength that they have.
Absolutely. And Karkik. Donlan's halfway down the court and she has to come back and reset. Bit of a smile on her face as we see Reedy forced to go back as well. So again, Raiders just taking up the space for the Saints. They've really got very limited room to drive into, making their passes, forcing them short.
The Saints did well then to regain possession. Sharp turns and House front position under the post for the rebound nice and cleanly.
And Howard has rolled into wing defence for the Raiders, replacing Blaney House. And St John just stepping on when she probably didn't have to when the ball went the way of the Saints. Georgia Reedy so quick with Sister Taylor on her release.
The last few minutes have gotten quite scrappy. Nearly 12 and a half minutes on the NZ Albury time clock. We are looking for our Revel Player of the Day. And in the other games, North Albury 51-50.
So that won't be long to go there. Do we have our first draw coming up? As the long ball goes to Blaney House.
Karkik steps it in and takes the Raiders to 61, leading the Saints 26 on the Border Bandag sponsors scoreboard.
It looks like that score at Wodonga is final. It's North Albury by 1 goal, 51 over the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Another one for the ages. Tinkler, Donlan happily tags teammate Shayla House into that goal attack role.
Nice to, I think, sometimes throw these players in different positions, give them an appreciation for what the other players in the court have to do.
As Karkik takes the Raiders to 63, leading the Saints 26. Just over 1 minute left in this game. Blaney House.
And Karkik nearly got tangled up in Cartwright's feet there. Penalty came. House misses, but Karkik with a great rebound and finishes off with another goal.
The Raiders 64. The Saints 26. Has been quite a while between goals for the Saints. Can they get a couple of quick ones to finish this fourth quarter?
Oh, Georgia Reedy desperately tried to regain possession but couldn't do so without replaying the ball. So Raiders through Tinkler, Howard and McKenzie are quickly in their goal circle.
Oh, caught the defenders with their eyes down.
And that's really hard for defenders when the ball's coming in at that pace. Breen to Reedy. Oh, some bullet passes down the sideline from the Saints.
Oh, Blaney House. Beautiful. Just on the strike of full time. It is the victors here. In that fourth quarter. Our Revel Player of the Day will join us in a moment after their celebrations. Really nice four-quarter effort from the Raiders today to take the win 63-26. Oh. Hi, Em.
Hello.
Pop that on.
How are you going?
I'm good. How are you going? You held that one. Congratulations.
Oh,
Fabulous
thank you.
win today.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good win. All the girls went out there and gave it a really good crack.
Good, probably 4-quarter effort. I mean, we were talking about that at the end of the first quarter, that 6-goal margin kind of stayed for a while, and then it just kind of kicked out, and there were plenty of substitutions made too.
Yeah, no, it was really good. We've been really working on that 4-quarter effort, kind of treated it as 4 15-minute games. So, yeah, I was really proud of the girls today.
What did Jode say at quarter time? Because I said to her, it felt like the first quarter, neither side was really capitalising on turnovers. It was quite scrappy. It felt like from that second quarter on, you actually made the most of those turnovers. Was that the messaging?
Yeah, pretty much, essentially. And she just kind of said, just play our game, go back to basics, do what we do, don't play into their game. We knew they were going to be physical, so we just kind of had to play how we play and start actually implementing what we've been doing at training.
Yeah, and it felt like you did that. It felt like you allowed yourselves the time to catch, stop, and then wait for someone to present front rather than getting caught up in the hustle and bustle in the hands.
Yeah, absolutely. The girls smashed it today. I was so proud of them. It was a really good game.
And mentioning the girls, nice to see some of the juniors getting a game as well. So Lucy Tinkler and Briley Carkeek doing a ripper job out there today.
Yeah, we've got such amazing juniors, so it was awesome to see them get out there, and I love playing with them. They just bring a different energy. I feel like we all kind of go out there when they're on the court, and we feel like mother hens a little bit, so it actually makes us calm down a little bit.
And if you're a mother hen, I don't know what that means to me if I get back out there.
Mother hens. My highlight was Tay Donlan in GA.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd love to get her feedback on what she thought of that
And
position.
Eliza Howard with the ball between the legs and
Yes.
getting that one in back play.
We did go off, and she was like, I'm not sure how that happened.
Well, it was good nonetheless. But Em Stewart, congratulations. You are a Revel Player of the Day.
Thank you.
Good luck for the remainder of the season, which there is plenty left to play.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Em. We'll get a quick snapshot.
Em Stewart there, our Revel Player of the Day. Fabulous game from Em. Tamara Matthews just getting the
Trying to get out of the shadows.
token
Excellent.
pick. Beautiful. Tam Matthews, that brings us to the end of round 3. The Raiders, the victors here. Next week, we will get a little rest due to the Anzac round. So we'll be back the following week, the 2nd of May. And I look forward to that. Thank you once again. Thanks
you,
for
Ree.
on the camera. This has been O&M Live Netball. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.